Hey guys, it's TB. By now, I'm sure that most of you have heard that the Italian battleships are coming. Yay! Um, at least the tech line. We've got a couple of them already, the premiums, but the tech line is coming. So I thought that I would give a quick rundown on the Tier 8. They haven't given us the 10 yet. There are a few videos out there of it because there was a goof when the last update came and some people scooped them up before they had them removed. By the way, if that happens, just don't do it, because Wargaming's not going to let you keep them, and it's just a headache, and you're going to be disappointed. So just be excited that you got to see that something's coming. Doesn't really apply to me because I'm in on NA, where we get stuff last anyways, and then I'm on the West Coast, so I'm 3 hours behind everybody else, and it is what it is. But when you see stuff like that just doesn't seem right, maybe wait a few hours and see if it's still in game before you go rushing to buy it, because you're just setting yourself up for disappointment. Anyways, enough ranting. So I wanted to show you guys a couple games and show you how I built it, how I set the captain up, just because I did learn a few things over the course of some games, and I wanted to share those with you. I will link below to the wiki entry for this, so you guys can take a look at the stats a little deeper. If you want to get into those, they're all updated on there for all of the ships down to the tier 6. I haven't gotten the 5 done yet. I'll get it done this week, but the 6 through 9, which is what we've gotten so far, are all on there. So the boat, not bad. Looks like the camos, to me, looks like the cross between the historical camos on the Tirpitz and the Amalfi. Is what it is. Elite bonus, you do get the option torpedo defense system, elite gun operator. I went elite gun operator as I usually do because I like the offensive capability. The torpedo damage reduction is really good on this boat. Not as good as Roma, but close. And there is something to be said for taking something strong and making it stronger. So I don't think either option is wrong, especially if you're not good at dodging torpedoes. I was goofing around with it earlier, and if you do a full torpedo defense build, you get just about to 36% torpedo damage reduction. So know that that's there for you. Between the elite bonus and the equipment for slot 3, you can get on this boat just shy of 36. Roma is just shy of 40, just to give you kind of a reference point. So not quite as good as Roma, but pretty dang close. Equipment. So I ran a few different things. As you'll see in the games later, dispersion is bad. I did run this for a few games, and I noticed an improvement, but not that big of one, at least for me. And so I don't think that that's my best bet. I did a whole video on why I don't like this particular piece of equipment, and then tested it anyways. This was my second choice, I think, for equipment, because the reload on the main guns is like on the tier 8, 23-second stock, and you definitely feel it. So, and the few games that I ran with this, I didn't notice losing torpedoes, or turrets very often. So because of the long reload, you do get more than a whole full second reduction. It doesn't hurt. I didn't notice a loss of turrets very frequently, so this is viable equipment on this boat, and I wasn't unhappy with it. I still think my first choice, though, this was the first piece of equipment that I ran, and the extra AA range is nice. The AA still sucks like Roma's. It's better than Roma's, but it still sucks. So getting that extra range definitely helps. And because you do have decent range on your secondaries, throwing an extra 5% is not a bad thing. The manual secondaries with this equipment, I was at like 6.8 kilometers, almost 7. I was rather happy with that. You don't get a whole lot of secondaries. You only get 2 turrets per side, 3 guns each, 152 millimeters, so they're good 6-inch guns firing HE. so you're going to get some fires out of them, so that little bit extra range definitely helped, and like I said, the AA range definitely helped. And then acceleration and steering are what I ran for 2 and 3, and I was happy with those. The maneuverability with steering in slot 3 was decent. If you do decide to run this to maximize your torpedo damage reduction, it doesn't hurt either. So for captain, so excuse me, initially when I jumped in this thing, I respec'd Luigi off of Venezia and put him on here because I wanted that extra SAP pen, don't we all? What I found was that it really wasn't necessary. The extra SAP pen is nice, but it doesn't really help you with slapping DDs, and it doesn't really help reduce the bounces off of battleships. So I ended up taking him back off, and in theory I'm going to keep him for the Venezia. And I ran just a regular captain and took APCS. Now, you can obviously take APCS with Luigi as well, or with the new legendary that's coming out, who also has the SAP pen skill at level 11. So you can run Luigi on here. You can take advantage of his other skills. But for me, I think I would rather have him on Venezia and take advantage of that skill there. So I took Citadel Strike for level 12, and I wasn't really getting all that many Citadels, so I think I would probably have preferred to have taken Horizontal Protection Expert, again, APCS. I did take the Close Quarters Combat Expert, and I think that was the right choice. Fire and flooding resistance, or fire and flooding damage reduction, definitely worth taking. No precise aim. I believe that the tier 10 is going to get precise aim, so speccing a captain for that might be a little bit different, but no precise aim here, so I went with the extra HP and the cooldown time on the repair kits. You do get fuel smoke on this, and it's nice, but because it's a battleship and it's fuel smoke, I thought that the fire damage reduction was a better fit, and then you can see the basic first couple level skills there. So anyways, I think that's it. I'm not gonna go too much into the stats and everything because I'm already running long on this. I'm trying to keep it short, so let's jump over into some gameplay and see what we got. Alright, so I've got 2 full games for you guys, and in the interest of time, I did cut the first minute or so off of the game because me getting into position I didn't think was all that interesting. But as you can see, we started this one off with an opening salvo there on the Tashkent, and
we're under attack.
8,700 damage for a opening salvo on a destroyer. I'll take it, but as you can see, the dispersion, I only hit 5 out of 9 for that opening salvo on a broadside DD at not that far a range, and I'm pretty sure this game, I think I might have even been running the dispersion equipment. It was either dispersion or reload at this point. This was one of my later games. This was one of my better games damage-wise. Spoiler alert, we don't end up winning, unfortunately. But the ship, I don't remember what the top speed on some of the other battleships at Tier 8 are, but I know that this one fell at 29.2 knots, just a little bit slow to me. It felt like I was always struggling to keep up. So you can see it does come with the spotter plane, and this was actually the first ship I've played, because I haven't had time to play Black Yamato, and I never went back and played Siegfried since they added it. This was the first game, or first boat I had played that had that spotter plane, and once you get used to the view angle, it's not too bad. That first salvo on the Gascon was a whiff. Obviously, I expected him to continue that turn to the left a little bit more, and he didn't, so... or to the right, rather, and he didn't, and they all splash. But the second salvo wasn't too bad. Got a couple of full pens in there. The AP, I don't feel like it pens quite as well as Roma's for whatever reason. Considering
Enemy aircraft incoming.
same nation, same caliber, everything. But the AP is not too shabby on it. You definitely want to, when possible, shoot AP at
Enemy
heavy
aircraft
cruisers
incoming.
and the other battleship. The SAP will pen, but it's a little less consistent.
Enemy aircraft incoming.
So the
Target hit.
Black Gascon did not factor into my decision making when I came back here. So unfortunately, I thought I was going to be able to push on that other Gascon carrier, and the Black Gascon kind of
We hit the enemy
and ruined my plans. And the Amalfi here, you know, I don't want to talk bad about other players because I don't know, maybe he just wasn't aware of what was going on, but I do know that Lost said that he had started the battle from spawn by firing his guns and shooting at fellow teammates. That was a heartbreaker right there. He should have died. He didn't, but he should have. Anyways, he started by shooting at his own teammates, and there's no friendly fire in
Enemy
it,
torpedoes spotted.
but it's still an obnoxious thing to do, so please don't do that. It doesn't help. And then try when you're working together with somebody on your team, try to be cooperative. You'll see here he makes that turn, and I'm trying to give him room to do it. And we're gonna kind of sail in formation for a minute, and I think this is great because neither of us have great AA, and the carrier is obviously aware that we're here. So if we can work together to support each other with AA, that's great. But here in a second, he's going to make a decision right there to cut across ahead of me.
Good job.
Okay, if you're far enough out, it's fine. But then he stops. And with bombers coming in, neither of us really want to be stopped. And I lost speed, which caused me to be open to those shots and susceptible to some of the damage from the carrier. There was no reason for that. Need to stop and make that turn. And then he just sat still and let the carrier go. So I really don't know what his thought process was there, but don't be a teammate like that, please. It doesn't help, and especially when you're already losing, doesn't I fired the SAP, the carrier. AP would have been the better choice. Again, heartbreaker, he didn't die in that salvo.
The situation is under control. Enemy torpedoes spotted.
The reason the SAP was loaded was because I knew that the Venom was coming towards me, and I wanted to be ready for him with the proper ammo for that. And even that low health carrier, I didn't need to shoot all 3 guns at him, all 3 turrets. The reason I did, though, at the range I did, was because the dispersion on this thing is bad enough that I wanted to make sure that he died, and I couldn't trust that 1 or 2 guns was going to put enough hits on target to finish him off. So you can see we were down a few boats, and we managed to tie it up. It's myself and the carrier against this Neptune and the Venom, but as you can see, I was about ready to blast the Venom, and he smoked, and with nobody to spot him for me, not a lot I could do. Again, I'd rather shoot the AP or Neptune, but the SAP is what I had loaded, and that's what you got. Last salvo was going to get in there, and it got some full rolls, almost 1,700 against that light cruiser with the SAP, but not enough to finish him, and unfortunately, where we were at points-wise, it wasn't enough to finish it. So remember, boys and girls, caps win maps. Somebody should trademark that. So this one I trimmed a little bit again, the first minute or so, and until at least first enemy ship popped up, the Odin coming around the corner over there, and I didn't know exactly where he was, and I didn't want to take a shot and give my position away potentially before it was necessary to do so. And having only 2 destroyers on the red team, I did end up switching to AP because I knew that Baltimore was coming this way, and I wanted to be ready with the proper ammo. It is a long reload, and it was a questionable choice to do it, but I felt that given the time that it was going to take me to get clear of the island, and you can see it, timing worked out pretty well where I had the AP loaded right about the time I was ready to be clear and shoot. So not the most productive salvo, but you know, we let him know that the Chapaya was not alone and that he was able to come over here and bully him. So throwing a little, not that it's going to do much, but every little bit helps. A little smoke for Chappie there. We're going to keep pressure on the Baltimore. A couple of full pens there, but you could see that it's a stern-on ship, bow-on ship, and so we're shooting at the skinny profile, but again, only a couple of good hits, and not as many as we would have otherwise preferred. So finish the Baltimore, sneak a shot in there. That's what we like. First strike, we'll take it.
Locked on.
You can see our own Baltimore. I'm not sure what meat grinder he had just walked through, but not doing in too good a shape considering we're only a couple minutes into the battle. Not a lot I can do to shield him either, so I'm going to, yeah, there he goes. Pushing straight into B is not in the best interest at this point either, but what we can do is support. You can see we've got a battleship on the other side of the cap, is try to keep these guys in a crossfire and try to put as much supporting fire into the ships as we can. That Albemarle, definitely want to get him dead.
Torpedoes!
Carrier is showing me his love. I didn't end up posting it as part of this video, but I did have a game where I ended up with a clear skies in this ship, and mind you, the AA is very slightly better than, it's got the same large caliber, very slightly better small caliber AA. Roma does, and Roma is notorious for its bad AA. A little bit of new boat focus, a little bit of Italian focus, I'm sure but I actually managed a clear skies in an Italian battleship. Shot down 21 planes and survived. So I didn't do a whole hell of a lot of damage that game because I spent most of it dodging planes. But I still managed to put up, it was like 30K. It was pretty sad, but you know, 21 planes, I'll take that. So you can see we got that salvo and finished the Albemarle, and hello there, Mr. Ulster Scotland. We're going to pop smoke just to try to keep from taking any extra fires from the Ulster Gotland, but switching to SAP because we want the right ammo to slap the smack out of that boy and continue pushing along this flank. And their carrier took off running. He's going to show up here in a second, but you can see we're trying to get ahead of the Ulster Gotland. There's the torpedoes. Kind of figured they were coming. Got maneuvered early enough and out of line that we didn't have to take any of those. There's our friend the carrier. I promise, I'm not chasing the carrier. He just happened to come to me. So, we're going to shoot SAP at the carrier because that's what we've got loaded. Probably, had I known that the Ulster Gotland wasn't going to hide behind that island, I would have saved it for him. You saw we did get a Citadel with the SAP against the carrier. Very nice. But again, the Ulster was originally sitting behind that island. I didn't know if he was going to park or if he was going to come out. You know, so fired while I had the chance, and had I saved it, I probably could have slapped the smack out of him.
Enemy torpedo spotted.
He came up to me, but
our team is about to win.
We're going to try to cap C while we're here, because once again, boys and girls, caps win maps. Although we've got a healthy one here, so it's not a big deal. This, I'm not proud of this. I thought for sure I had him beached on the island, and yeah, I totally that shot. So don't watch too closely. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. yeah, so I thought I had him there.
Take
Obviously I didn't. So get that spotter plane up, trying to see him behind the island. There he goes, gonna fire that shot. Kansas.
Target spotted.
All right, so I know I said 2. I'm throwing a third one in there because, as you may have noticed, I got cut off at the last one. I feel a little bad robbing that Kansas of the kill, but and I don't still even know how I did it, but apparently I snuck just that 2 hits in there right at the moment. So we'll make this one quick and I'll wrap it up, just because this one also, this was, I think, the first game I really played this. There are a few bots. I normally don't like including bot games, but that was satisfying. I actually thought I was going to lose that kill after secondaries for the win. So, again, normally I don't like showing abuse of poor bots. This one was still short. Later here in a second, we'll show you how it does against the turpits, because we're going to go play with the turpits. Yeah, as we're wrapping this up, I know it's been a minute since I've made a video.
Enemy aircraft incoming.
We're
hit. Enemy torpedo spotted.
I actually was going to do a video on the Silly Wangi as well.
Enemy aircraft incoming.
I may still do a video.
Hit the enemy.
Just because that boat did surprise me with how much I liked
Target
it,
hit.
compared to how much I thought I was going to hate it. Those who have it, it has potential.
Torpedoes!
I'm sure you all know by now. I think it's one of the better values that's passed.
Enemy ship destroyed.
But yeah, I wasn't impressed with the numbers looking at it, and I think that it has potential to be a good boat, but it really needs a little love. So hopefully Wargaming will do that in the near future. But I do have a couple ideas for other videos that I want to do, a couple boats I want to do videos on still.
Enemy
and
torpedo spotted.
Life is what it is, and I thank you all for being patient, understanding that, and for not leaving. So, anyways, as we wrap this up, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off so that you don't have to listen to me narrate the last minute of the video. But thank you for taking the time to watch. Thank you for leaving your comments. Let me know, are you looking forward to these battleships or not? And just fair bit of warning, if you're a destroyer player, don't YOLO one of these unless they're hanging by a thread.
Enemy aircraft incoming.
Anyways, thanks a lot. Have a good one. Take it easy. I'll see you out there.
Enemy aircraft incoming. Enemy aircraft incoming. Good job! Enemy aircraft incoming! Torpedoes! Nice shot!